Welcome to the Dragon Center in Hangzhou, China for the first ever International Slamball Championship. The Mob taking on the Slashers. How'd we get here? The Slashers blowing out their longtime nemesis, the Rumble, while the Mob had to suffer through a hard-fought battle against the Maulers. Let's find out a little more about this rising international sensation, Slamball.
Slamball is the ultimate hybrid. It's the perfect combination of football's hits and basketball's skill played well above the rim and hard into the glass. Supercharged tramps give new meaning to sky high, while full contact 5-minute quarters and a 20-second shot clock set a new standard for high-paced action. On this court, teams play 4-on-4. The handler pushes the ball up to the gunners. They'll have to get by the stopper if they want a chance at 3 points. That's right, dunks count for 3. Everything else inside the arc is 2, and there are no free throws on this court. Instead, it's man-on-man face-off, Slamball style. High-flying, bone-crunching, non-stop action. This is Slamball.
Alongside Slamball creator Mason Gordon, I'm Darren Flam. Let's get ready for some Slamball Championship action. Going to be a fast and furious game. What are some of the more interesting stories we want to pay attention to today, Mason?
A lot of stories happening in this championship game. The Slashers are going to depend on very carefully choreographed offensive maneuvers, and watch for Trevor Anderson now with the ball. He has been on a scoring tear this tournament.
Been the offensive star of the tournament, but he's turned away by Hooker to start this game, and back comes Scotty Campbell on the Slashers. Tries to leave it on the dump for Arledge, but nothing doing, and here comes Noah Ballou, who's been orchestrating everything, and again Hooker up to the challenge. The defense is on point here early. Arledge takes on Faison, who's got him! Great defensive energy to start this game.
2 early stops by Adam Hooker, the reigning MVP at the position, and DeAndre Faison has just been on beast mode for the Mob all along. The Mob have been looking for a superstar stopper. They may have found him.
Here comes the dump, and it's Ballou to Anderson. We've heard that a lot this tournament. The Eagles sneaking it by, and we're on the board here, 3-0 Mob. Back comes Bryce Arledge. Two-handed power jam! Bryce with the height and the power and the fury on that, but back comes the Eagle who finishes over Hooker. We're just ping-ponging back and forth here.
2 big guns for these teams. The tempo is just insane. First, we've got tremendous defense and then tremendous offense as Moon,
the astronaut.
Moon serves it up to himself. He's got the rim all to himself. He's like, I can take a 2-point layup or go for the degree of difficulty and smash down a 3.
And Faison denying Arledge, who comes in again, but nothing doing. Carlson resets, looks for a diving Campbell, nothing doing there. DeAndre Faison just patrolling that scoring zone and denying again. He's just unstoppable. 4 stops already.
Faison at the stopper position is doing a lot of things for the Mob in this tournament. You can look at the big blocks always, but it's the disruptive nature of the position.
Oh, the alley-oop! Trevor Anderson, Hooker had to respect it. He dumps it off instead, and the astronaut's in orbit again.
Anderson draws Hooker off to that right side, and then Moon just dives and calls for that. You could see that developing from 3-quarter court.
Another turnover, and Eagle! The Eagle has landed! Oh my goodness! Above the backboard!
Anderson just goes one-on-one with Hooker, elects to take the above angle and just rain down terror from above.
Nothing doing here early on for the Slashers. Looking up for Campbell, a bad pass, and the Slashers just completely out of whack as another turnover, and here comes Lu Fong. Hits the island, leaves it for the Eagle, who is denied. Adam Hooker says, all right, you got me once, I'm not letting you get me again on that alley-oop. A nice stop from the MVP. Back come the Slashers, looking for Arledge, leaving it for Carlson. Almost another turnover, but we're gonna have our first penalty of the game. Bryce leaving the Springs with the ball. Can't do that, that's a no-no.
Arledge exits the Springs directly with the ball. You'll see players put the ball off the glass as Ballou circles to Lu Fong. Lu Fong really been the story of this tournament. And then here you have him in the championship already paying dividends against the MVP.
And there is Faison, not only stopping Harrison, but then clearing the ball off the rim. And we have another penalty on the Slashers. Really, really sloppy start for the Slashers.
Lead official Marcus Reed was all over that. 2 Slashers in the bottom tramp. That's a turnover. Arledge doesn't put the ball off the glass. Carlson showing you the proper way to do it, but the Slashers had 2 guys in the scoring tramp. That's a turnover. You don't usually see the Slashers this out of sorts. DeAndre Faison really coming into his own for the Mob.
A little brush screen. Into the island comes Ballou. Gonna leave it off, and he's got Sandy Fletcher. Noah Ballou. 3 assists already in this game. Just the perfect setup for Sandy Fletcher.
Sandy Fletcher, a standout basketball and football player at USC. Darren, I believe you went to USC.
Fight on, my friend. Fight on as Faison fights that one back out. And Fong, he hits the outside springs, looks for Fletcher, can't find him, and there's the reset. We're under 20 seconds here. We're looking for Ballou, can't find him. It's going to end up in the hands of Fong, who's looking for a cutter. Sitting on the island, better get out of there. And he does not in time. That's a 3-second violation.
Lou Fong, for all the great things he's doing, he's still a rookie, still learning the rules. When you get into that low post passing area of the island, you've got to be in and out of there quickly. 3 seconds, that's a turnover.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, 21-3. The Mob just raining terror right now on the Slashers.
It's just an absolute offensive blitzkrieg here in the first quarter. Trevor Anderson, 9 points already. DeAndre Faison, 7 stops. The Slashers better get it together in a hurry.
And back we come, right to the action. Ballou leaves it for Anderson, who can't finish, just couldn't get a handle on that pass. And back come the Slashers, who need to do something quickly. Harrison leaving it for Campbell. Again, the pass is just not there today right now for the Slashers. Carlson resets, looking for a cutting. Campbell can't find it. He'll reset to nobody, and again, just nothing doing for the Slashers. The defense for the Mob has been outstanding.
I can guarantee you Kevin Stapleton is down there on the sidelines chugging Pepto-Bismol.
Ramon Moon started it with a crossover as we see the turnover here, but look at Moon just powering it over Hooker.
And that was caused by Anderson, who Hooker had to respect on that left side, and that opened it up for Moon to pull it back and really destroy it as Campbell gets the layup. Campbell, usually the top scorer on this Slashers team, has not had a good tournament so far.
Bryce Arledge been the main scorer for the Slashers, and you see even there couldn't get the dunk, just kind of the presence of Faison. We have a turnover, a little wraparound pass, a little showtime.
And look, the Slashers do not even want to challenge Faison one-on-one. They know what he's doing down there by the rim.
Oh, there's a high-flying popcorn action there by Brandon Harrison. Just timed it right as we see the flip up and in by Campbell. But this is a great finish from Brandon Harrison.
Brandon Harrison has done a great job for the Slashers for as long as he's been playing with them, coming in from that opposite side and making himself available.
Bluefield, the Eagle, the double back pass. You see it here. Moon, Ballou, the Eagle. Unbelievable teamwork.
These are the kind of sets that Coach Kirsch is putting in all throughout this tournament. They've been paying dividends, and when you've got to adjust as Adam Hooker to not 1 but 2 lob passes, that's going to be a problem.
Especially with Trevor Anderson on the finishing, and Bryce Arledge finally throwing down a nice dump off, a little bit of orchestrated teamwork for the Slashers finally.
Nice flip up and in by Ramon Moon.
From his wallet.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Look, he didn't know what he was doing, got caught in between, flips it up, and scores 2.
At 29-11, looking for the high flyer. Oh, Bryce. I didn't know if he was going initially for Carlson, but Harrison flying high to finish. And back come the Mob. Lou Fong losing it on the island. We got a tie-up, and that's going to go to the Slashers. Defensive players always retain possession on a tie-up in Slamball. And again, 29-14 here. Kevin Stapleton's got to get something going for his team offensively. A little bit of a spark the last few possessions, but still really having a tough time today. In comes Carlson, nothing doing. Resets, and we've got our first face-off.
Penalty on the left side of the court as you get a good look there at Faison at 7 stops. And here comes Brandon Harrison against Lou Fong.
Oh, what is it? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. No way, he was flying on wires. He was so high up there.
And that was a big fist pump from Lu Fong. He knows what that is. This is the first time a Chinese player in live competition has been on the defensive side of the face-off. Lu Fong making history. He was the first Chinese player to score in games, and now he's the first guy to register a major block like that in a face-off.
Great effort from Lu Fong, and the alley-oop denied. Faison, just unbelievable first half, crossing over. Carlson is Blue, leaving it up high. The eagle! Noah Ballou continuing to orchestrate the offensive perfection, and Trevor Anderson, 15 points already.
And Trevor Anderson delicately defecating on Hooker there. That was just ridiculous. And the Slashers finally getting a little of that vaunted teamwork working for them as we're running out of time here in the first half. Sandy Fletcher, no, Adam Hooker with the big denial. Adam Hooker is single-handedly keeping the Slashers in this game, but he wants help.
He needs help offensively. 16-point deficit going into the half. The Mob completely dominating the Slashers here in the first half. Trevor Anderson continuing his rampage. 15 points. DeAndre Faison controlling the defensive end. It's been a great tournament here in China, bringing Slamball International. Where did this game get started? Let's find out from my friend Mason Gordon.
I love visionaries. I love dreamers. I love entrepreneurs. I love people who take action on their passion. Wrap that all up and you have Mason Gordon.
My name is Mason Gordon, and I created Slamball in a little warehouse in East LA in December of 2000. All the things that we've been working for over these past years now have a chance to come true, and come true beyond our wildest dreams. Well, I basically only did 3 things growing up. I played basketball, I played football, and I played video games. And I think the beginnings of the idea for Slamball was to combine those 3 things, kind of the ferocity of football with the athleticism and the grace of basketball, but then to mix in a little bit of a video game mentality in there, and the idea of guys jumping higher and hitting harder. And that combination just kind of got thrown into a blender. Well, the first court wasn't a pretty sight. I mean, at one point, I think one of the players actually fell through the floor. First court really only had 1 spring bed, and guys would run at it and then take off. And from there, we learned that you really need 2 spring beds, 1 for the offense and 1 for the defense. So we had these little crappy mini tramps that were about this big, and they were pretty much a death trap because you'd be running at them full speed, and then you'd try to hit this little tiny circle with both feet. And that proved to be very, very difficult. Slamball combines very, very different athletic disciplines and 2 very, very different types of cardiovascular shape. You have to be in shape running around on the spring floor, and you also have to be in shape in the spring beds, which takes a whole different type of toll on your body. So the kind of shape that these guys get in doing Slamball is absolutely unparalleled, absolutely unseen before, on the sporting landscape. There's this thing about Slamball that we're really happy with. It's that when people watch Slamball on TV, there's always this thought that, oh, I can do that. But if they were actually out here taking the hits, taking the physical punishment that it takes to, really learn this sport at a high level, I think there's some percentage of that group that may rethink that just a little bit.
Ready for second half action here. The Mob out in front of the Slashers, 32-16. Still a ball game though, and Slamball, it's so fast and furious. Not that big a deficit to overcome, actually, is it?
Well, you've seen how fast this game moves up and down the court. So if the Slashers can start clicking on offense, they can make up this deficit in a hurry.
And with Adam Hooker, the reigning MVP, they have a defensive presence to hopefully help control the paint the way DeAndre Faison did. Let's see what happens here to start the second half. Campbell hits the island. He'll reset to himself. A deep 3 for Arledge, who is not connected on any of those shots today. And Faison with a quick outlet to Ramon Moon. He hits the outside spring. Oh, Hooker is there. The one-handed block. having nothing to do with the astronaut there. Scotty Campbell denied. DeAndre Faison with his 10th stop. And again, the defense is on point to start the quarter as a forced little bank shot there by Carlson, not even wanting to challenge DeAndre Faison.
And that's what the Slashers have resorted to. Their regular power game just isn't cracking right now. So Carlson going for the nice, easy bank shot as Noah Ballou exits to the baseline.
Ooh, another perfect setup from Ballou to Trevor Anderson. Look, at just very casually. Oh, look, it's going to toss it up. There he is, done. It's like, it's just rote now for these two guys.
As you see Carlson taking the little bank shot, I mean, good grief, Charlie Brown. DeAndre Faison is just disrupting everything that the Slashers want to do till they're resorting to little bank shots.
Ballou leaves it for just too easy to these guys now. It's they can do it in their sleep.
Noah Ballou and Trevor Anderson are a 1-2 monster energy drink right now.
Arledge flips it up. Faison again, no dunk attempt. And DeAndre Faison continues his mastery on the defensive end. A little dipsy-do slip move by Ballou. Ooh, a fancy finger roll finish. Splits the defense, and then the little dipsy-do. Back come the Slashers. He leaves it up, and that's Campbell who's got it. But again, nothing doing. And we've got a stoppage here. What do we got going?
2 players in the bottom spring beds. You see that. Normally, this is what the Slashers work on to make sure it doesn't happen. You got to keep 2 teammates out of that scoring tramp at any given time.
Anderson leaves it up. Nothing doing. Hooker is there to disrupt. And back come the Slashers. Carlson hits the top springs. Leaves it for Harrison. Nothing doing. Tries to reset. And he finally gets it to Carlson. Looks for a diver. Nothing there. Faison, just unbelievable, this guy having a tournament, falls down, was pushed, I think. And then we have there's Coach Brendan Kirsch grieving me. We have a technical foul.
Brendan Kirsch on the sideline, really animated as the previous play. DeAndre Faison gets knocked down. Kirsch was not happy about it. The Slashers will get the ball back, and boy, do they need every possession they can get to try to make up this deficit.
And here comes Adam Hooker's going to try and take it himself, and we're going to have a face-off. Ooh, a little anxiety there from Hooker.
Well, this is what you get in Slamball. You get a lot of players coming from basketball and football backgrounds, which is what Sandy Fletcher is at heart, is a football player. So he's going to bang on guys as much as humanly possible, and the basketball guys, they've got to adjust to it.
Here comes Hooker. He just sneaks it right in, a quick attack, the power. No chance for Sandy Fletcher there.
And this is what the best stoppers in Slamball want to do, is come up on offense and lay a little pain on those offensive guys that are continually trying to bash on them.
And we saw Hooker get 2 dunks that way in the semifinals, just charging up the court all by himself. Back comes Lou Fong. He's going to leave it for Anderson, who missed. A little bit errant on that pass as Lou Fong. So back comes Carlson and the Slashers. Over to Scotty Campbell in the wing. Tries to and finally fires one down. The one-handed slam over the outstretched arms of DeAndre Faison.
That is Scotty Campbell in a nutshell there, taking off, exploding as he commits a foul on Lou Fong. Just too much power there, as this is the Scotty Campbell that Slasher fans know and love. One-on-one with Faison, not backing down, and let's see if Lou Fong can go 2 for 2 in the face-off tonight.
Fong takes off, but runs out of gas there. Did not even get close. Scotty Campbell denying him. Lou Fong will have to settle 1 for 2 in face-offs.
And Lou Fong pulled out of the game there. He had a great face-off block there in the first half, and then couldn't quite make it happen on the offensive end.
We're going to see the double alley-oop again. We do it! It's finished! Unbelievable choreography, executed brilliantly by the Mob.
That's set 2 for 2 now for the Mob, as Trevor Anderson, 24 big points. You see Moon gets into the island, immediately gets off the island, tosses it to Ballou, who's got a read there to make, gives it up to Trevor Anderson, and why not? Faison with the huge outlet. Hooker is not back, and Anderson is just Del Fuego.
Arledge with the one-handed finish. The switcheroo finally got up. Look at Bryce hit up high, but look, it's back to the right and finished with the right hand. Nice play. As we're coming to the end of the third quarter, 46-30, The mob in control. The Slashers not done, but look at Trevor Anderson's number. Just ridiculous.
This is the first time we've seen a player in Slamball put up 25-plus points in 3 consecutive games. Little bit of history being made here in Hangzhou.
Coach Brendan Kirsch said before the tournament he needed Trevor Anderson to become the leading scorer for this mob team, and Trevor Anderson has responded. Here he comes onto the island looking for a cutting Noah Ballou, who spins up. Ooh, almost a beautiful spinning finish, but can't get it done. And Hooker will clear it out. Here comes Carlson. He looks for a diving cut. No one's there. Scotty hits the spring, but will just have to reset as DeAndre Faison continues to disrupt the Slasher offense just with his simple presence. And he'll dig out the loose ball, and we're back headed the other way. Moon. Ooh! Bryce Arledge taking out Ramon Moon, decleating him. Hooker, will he give it back? Can Bryce finish it? He certainly deserves after the hit. High spring, high finish. It's all good for Bryce Arledge. What a hit. What a finish. Bryce Arledge showing you what Slamball's all about.
Did you see that on both ends of the floor? The big defensive play followed up with the big offensive play.
Ballou with great control there, almost committing the penalty, resets it, leaves it for Lu Fong, but Hooker denies it. Easy attempt for Adam Hooker to swat away. Ballou looking for Eagle. The Eagle does not land this time as Adam Hooker, 2 big stops for the Slashers, who desperately need them right now, as we'll get a possession turnover to the Slashers here.
Tie up going to the defense, but this is the MVP at his finest, putting up a firewall in front of the rim for Coach Kevin Stapleton. Can they dig this out? They are definitely within striking range.
3 minutes now, 13-point deficit. Slashers still in this game, but the mob with the chance right now to really put their foot down on this title.
Well, with the way Adam Hooker has solidified the back line of the defense, it's really just all about the offense to come through for the Slashers.
And there it is again, another double alley-oop from the mob. Noah Ballou, perfect pass, and the Eagle finishes.
If I was Brendan Kirsch, I would bronze that play and put it on my wall. That is 3 for 3 in the championship here as Anderson.
Oh, a sneak attack. Ooh, the Eagle has been flying high. He catches Hooker off guard by going quickly. And that might do it.
As we get a good look at Anderson's awful mohawk there.
Mohawk. Unbelievable performance today. Denying Faison, too easy for him. Moon looks for Anderson. Ooh, can't get the one-handed finish. Trying to add to his total. Moon flips it up, no good. Here comes Carlson as the Slashers basically trying to get something here desperately in the last few minutes. And there's Carlson with the one-handed finish.
That's what the Slashers do well. They get into their lanes. Their teammates are in the right position to score after the read by the initial player.
Lu Fong throws it up. And there's DeAndre Faison on the offensive end. Ballou, ooh, in and out on the three-pointer. Hooker gonna give it up to Carlson, goes behind his back to Carlson. Carlson hitting the springs, looking for a teammate. Harrison's got it. Up and in the layup, but you need 3s, not 2s. DeAndre Faison still in the way.
Harrison, though, been really effective in his limited minutes. He should get more opportunities here.
And we've got 35 seconds, 15-point deficit. The Eagle, ooh, Carlson, they were looking for one more power jam from Trevor Anderson, and Carlson denies it. Shing into the game for the Slashers, throws it to Harrison, who springs back and fires it. One last highlight, probably way too little too late. 52-40. Will Ballou play out the string, or is he going to try and attack one more time? Why not? Trevor Anderson, close out this tournament with a flurry.
Noah Ballou has been serving it up to the Eagle all night long, as you see Xing, another great Chinese player on the Slashers roster, getting the oop for Brandon Harrison. And there you have it. The Mob are the MSAA Slamball China champions with the huge win over the Slashers. This is the Mob's first title. A really spectacular effort by Brendan Kirsch's squad. You gotta love the contributions from Lu Fong off the bench, making big plays, and Trevor Anderson with 36 big points when his team needed it the most. Trevor Anderson putting down all those brilliant dimes from Noah Ballou, and the Mob taking home the first international Slamball title with big contributions across the board.
And a big victory here for the Mob, their first Slamball championship in their existence. Coach Brendan Kerr sharing the love with his team. You see Lu Feng get in the ring.
You got to think he's stoked about that. Looks like he didn't even know they'd be getting him. As Noah Ballou raising his first title, you got to love the way he was orchestrating things the entire tournament for this Mob squad.
Just an unbelievable performance for the Mob and the entire team. And the breakout star, DeAndre Faison, the new kid on the block, the stopper extraordinaire. Unbelievable tournament for him.
What a great tournament overall.
From Mason Gordon, I'm Darren Flam. This is Slamball.